Tonight, returning Port Augusta's power station site to its natural beauty and how a Senate inquiry is taking our lead on the ash dam cleanup. And mum's the word in the Jacker household as a proud mother recognises the dedication of the next generation of family truckers.
This is Southern Cross News with Alison Drower.
Good evening, Ali Drower sitting in for Fraser Goldsworthy tonight as he enjoys a little bit of a break. We do start in Whyalla tonight, where the member for Giles, Eddie Hughes, says he has some unfinished business to take care of to secure the city's future. Mr Hughes has been officially returned to the seat of Giles today and admits that he'll have to work twice as hard in opposition to get his election commitments across the line. John Hunt has more.
While polling predicted a close one, Eddie Hughes was given the green light by voters to continue representing Giles. He was officially confirmed today as the winner at a ceremony this afternoon.
It was a convincing result with over a 2% swing towards me in this seat, which went against the Labor Party, the overall swing in the state.
He'll join Labor in opposition for the first time in 16 years. The change comes at a time where an assistance package for the Whyalla Steelworks is on the table, along with a new single high school in the city. He says while being out of government will be a challenge, he's planning to lobby the new government.
And I hope on the issues that are incredibly important, such as the future of the steelworks, will have common ground and they will continue the good work.
But he says much of what he does at a local level won't change.
Seeing constituents and listening to people's concerns, and we will continue to do that throughout this term.
And as for 2022, well, that can wait for now.
I'm not thinking about that at the moment. I guess as a member, it's all preparation. If you don't do that, you'll ultimately pay the price.
John Hunt, Southern Cross News.
There's been a lot of time and money invested in returning the Port Augusta power station site to its natural beauty, but as work continues on the dust busting in Port Augusta, the clean-up has thrown the spotlight onto other so-called ash dams around Australia. A new Senate inquiry hopes to deliver some solutions.
A federal senator who wants answers, not just for Port Augusta, but on a national scale.
It's not good enough, the remediation that they're doing now.
Federal Senator Rex Patrick is worried the amount of dirt covering the ash is simply not enough.
In effect, what they're doing right now is simply covering up the ash with dirt, a thin layer of dirt. That plant has been operating for a very long time, since 1954, and it's built up enough ash to cover the entire CBD of Adelaide to a height of 5 metres.
Despite the arguments levelled against Flinders Power, Senator Patrick says the inquiry will have a broad agenda.
So I've called for an inquiry that doesn't just look at Port Augusta, looks nationally, this is a national problem, at how we might properly deal with the ash waste from power stations.
Facility manager Kim Maul believes Flinders Power is on track to meet targets.
Progress is going according to plan, going really well so far. How could I say, probably 92 to 95% through the program.
While there's many signs of growth still on the ash dam, the site revegetation still has a long way to go. Flinders Power are hoping for some good winter rains to promote growth.
We just need a whole heap of rain to see more growth out there. Some very encouraging signs after the January rains.
Garth Burley, Southern Cross News.
Well, a routine traffic stop in Broken Hill has ended in a fistful of fines for a 32-year-old driver. The man was pulled over by police in Williams Lane at around 1:30 yesterday morning, driving a car that wasn't registered to his name. Police also found the man was carrying a knife. More fines were issued when the man and a female passenger became agitated and started swearing at police. Well, Japan is a very long way from the Clare Valley, but our barley crops are being applauded as having the best flavour for making a popular brand of Japanese spirit. Casey Trelaw was invited along for a taste test and also to say kanpai to a great partnership.
South Australian barley, the secret ingredient in one of Japan's favourite tipples.
We're here today because Glencore Agriculture has a unique relationship with the farmers in South Australia and also this end user from Japan.
The visitors have been travelling across the state this week to meet local barley growers who have been able to taste the end result of their labour.
We have been purchasing South Australian barley for more than 20 years.
This is one of the first times that we've actually brought the growers and the end users together.
Japanese producer Sanwa Shuri uses the local barley as the main ingredient in its traditional spirit and is chosen because of our high quality growing standards.
South Australian barley extracts very good flavour and aroma of our product shochu, which is a Japanese traditional liquor.
The barley produced in South Australia because it provides the right flavour, the right aroma, and it processes well through their facilities. So both the farmers and the end user from Japan have passion in what they do, what they produce.
Local grain growers have enjoyed networking with the international guests and tasting the unique Japanese spirit.
It's fantastic, and it's great to see the end product rather than just emptying it in a truck and not knowing where it ends up.
Yes, very nice, very fresh.
Casey Trelaw, Southern Cross News.
Stay with us after the break. A change of state government, but what does that really mean for a more reliable power grid? Welcome back. Port Augusta Council is calling on the state Liberal government to state its options for safeguarding the region's energy projects. The council is pushing for better community and environmental protection after ongoing issues with dust.
With multiple renewable energy projects in the pipeline for the region, the Port Augusta Council is determined to not let the same issues happen again.
Just making sure the community is looked after, and also there's regulations that we can work by to make sure things are done right.
Now, with a new Liberal government, Council decided at a meeting this week it would request not only better renewable regulations, but for the government to have them enforced.
One was in relation to the new Liberal government having regulations into their policy into renewables, of all types of renewables, be hydro, PV, or other parts of renewable energy.
After dust issues from traffic to the Bungala solar farm site, the council says having these policies in hand could better protect residents and the environment.
Well, there's a new government in place, so we need to make sure that we're across the board and they're having the same policies in place to get the same result.
Acting Mayor Brett Benbow says he'd like to hear confirmation from the Libs about which projects will still get the green light.
When we've pushed for renewables in our region and area for a long time, and we want to make sure they continue.
Energy Minister Dan Van Holst-Pellekaan has told Southern Cross News the Libs will be reviewing what unsigned projects will now get Liberal funds. Amelia Simpson, Southern Cross News.
The fallout continues around Broken Hill Council's decision to defer the development application of a mural in Crystal Lane. Some councillors are now facing code of conduct breaches, and the Mayor is taking it to a higher level.
The saga continues.
I have no concern at all from the Office of Local Government investigating in anything I do. Whatever I do, I stick to the rules, I work within the rules.
At Monday night's meeting, Council decided to refer the assessment of the unfinished mural on the site of Nair Japan Surgery to an impartial body. Questions are now being asked around potential code of conduct breaches by councillors during the process, with matters to be referred to the Office of Local Government. Under the Model Code of New South Wales councils, councillors must ensure there is no communication between themselves and applicants that would suggest a willingness to provide improper concessions or preferential treatment.
What we can do is make sure that as council we stay within the regulations. What we can do is make sure that we uphold the rules, and the rules are there for everyone and every situation. There is something that we must all do.
But Mr Kennedy says the applicant, Dr Ramu Nairchapan, has met guidelines.
My guess is he has not been preferentially treated at all. In fact, he's probably been unfairly treated, in my opinion. So it's a very strange one that the council would be talking about preferential treatment.
Mr Kennedy says it's disappointing to see the issue go public.
My main point of that meeting was to stop the fact that he had to paint over the wall in 14 days or be fined. Now that hasn't happened, he still can be fined. He's still required to paint over the mural, and that hasn't changed.
Council's monthly meeting is being held tonight. Patrick Ryanke, Southern Cross News.
As the mining company Perillia prepares to reopen the North Mine, the Broken Hill community is being invited to have its say on the project. The Department of Planning has set the condition of community input as part of the approval process for the northern operations. The committee aims to ensure there's a dialogue between the mine and the public to keep all stakeholders informed, and locals can apply to be part of the committee until next Wednesday. Well, Spencer Gulf cities are continuing to push for a study hub in the region. This week has seen a visit to Whyalla by a Vice-Chancellor of one of the biggest regional universities. John Hunt has more details.
Bringing more tertiary education to the Upper Spencer Gulf has been a key priority of the region's councils, who want to give local students more opportunities. Port Perry Mayor John Rohde says with the local economy set for a transformation, we need to have the right skill base.
Instead of having to either do courses totally online or indeed having to go away to the capital cities.
Plans for a CoTech community institution are rapidly developing. The community-run hubs will house courses from a variety of institutions. The plans for this region received a boost last week, with the head of Central Queensland Uni Scott Bowman visiting the region.
I wanted to see what we had on offer locally in terms of facilities, and particularly in Port Perry was very keen on the possibility of a shop front.
Mayor Rohde says the university was impressed with the plans.
Can see a model working in the Upper Spencer Gulf, and they're really just very keen to support us trying to reach the goal.
Former Dean of UniSA's Whyalla campus, Peter Munn, was part of the delegation and says Central Queensland's interest is a lift for the project.
It's a very positive one where people in the community can have a say about who can come in and offer education.
John Hunt, Southern Cross News.
More to come after the break, including our weekly fuel watch. Should you be hitting the road for the Easter break, you are watching Southern Cross News. The son of one of our region's most respected trucking dynasties has been surprised to be recognised for his own contribution to the family business. 19-year-old Bailey Jacker from Clare has been named Young Achiever of the Year by the SA Road Transport Association, as Rachel Nell reports.
Dedication to the family business is definitely paying off for Bailey Jacker. He says the award has completely caught him off guard.
Especially from past winners. They've gone on to be quite successful, so looking at who had won it before me, it was an honour in a way.
His mum nominated him for the award, believing he deserved recognition for his long hours and hard work.
How committed Bailey is to the business, also because it's a family business. I think he's very invested in that and wants the business to go forward.
Really had no idea that I was going to win it. Mum and that kept it pretty secluded from me.
The third-year apprentice is the fifth generation of the Jacker Brothers Clare Valley Transport Company, and he never thought about doing anything else.
Mechanical trade with us, but he also does many other jobs within the business.
Something I always wanted to do, always grown up in trucks, so couldn't see myself doing anything else.
He always turns up. I can't say on time all the time, but he gets the job done.
Bailey says his award is also something he's keen to share with his colleagues and friends.
My mates, they're just real get me through the week, and I look forward to seeing them on the weekends, so I'll put it down to them.
Rachel Nell, Southern Cross News.
Well done, Bailey, there. And speaking of high achievers, Port Lincoln's Kyle Chalmers has headed to next month's Commonwealth Games on the Gold Coast, safe in the knowledge that a few of his good mates will be taking care of his babies back home. It has been revealed our Olympic swim champ is dad to 16 blue tongue lizards, 3 bearded dragons and a large nest of eggs, which are all due to hatch while he's away competing. Kyle is set to swim in the 100 and 200 freestyle and relays at the Com Games, which you can see right here on Southern Cross Television. Well, lots of people hitting the road in the next 24 hours to make the most of the Easter break. Let's go to Patrick Reinke now for this week's Fuel Watch.
Now would be a good time to shop around. Petrol prices are on the way back up ahead of the Easter long weekend. Taking a look at unleaded, and it's nothing but red. Port Lincoln is up by half a cent to sit at $1.39. Wyler is the worst performer in the Spencer Gulf this week. The Steel City has jumped by almost 2 cents to join Port Augusta on $1.38. Port Pirie is the cheapest by a big margin. The price remains at $1.32. Kadina has barely seen a change, and it's the same story here in the Silver City. We're still hovering around $1.39 as well. Adelaide has seen its price skyrocket. It has gone from a very cheap $1.19 to a pricey $1.45. To diesel now, and both Port Lincoln and Wyler remain on $1.38, while Port Augusta averages a cent more. Port Pirie is up a bit, Kadina is holding steady. Broken Hill has now ticked up to $1.40, and Adelaide is sitting comfortably, only paying around $1.30. So be sure to shop around over the Easter break, and if you are heading away over the long weekend, please drive safely. And remember that these prices are the regional averages, and they do not reflect any one particular outlet. If you happen to find a spot that does sell unleaded or diesel for cheaper, let us know on our Facebook page.
Thanks for that, Patrick. Stay with us after the break. All your local weather with Amy Stevenson. And Amy, autumn finally making its presence felt.
Indeed it is, Ali, with slightly cooler temperatures around the region today. However, the sunny weather is hanging around, and I'll have all the details next. Welcome back. The fine and sunny autumn weather continued around all centres today. 30 the top in Port Augusta. Temperatures sat in the mid-20s in Whyalla and Port Pirie, while Adelaide reached 24. Checking the satellite now, and light showers will hang around at the southeastern part of the state, while that dominant high pressure system continues to keep skies clear elsewhere. If you're planning to spend time on the waters tomorrow, there will be southerly winds shifting southwesterly up to 20 knots. Seas will reach 1.5 metres, and the sun will pop up at 7:28. Taking a look at tomorrow's weather, and the milder temperatures will continue with a sunny 28 forecasted in Port Augusta. Temperatures will be slightly cooler in the west, with Port Lincoln and Coffin Bay sitting in the low 20s. Meanwhile, we'll see maximum temperatures in the 20s through to the low 30s for all other districts. Looking towards the Easter break, and it'll be a mostly sunny weekend in Port Lincoln, with temperatures staying in the low 20s. Similar fine conditions in Cleve, reaching a top of 26 on Easter Sunday. Meanwhile, Woodnard can expect a sunny and warm Easter, with temperatures creeping towards 30. Further up the Gulf and Whyalla will see a maximum of 27 on Sunday, while the Easter Bunny might find it a little warmer in Port Augusta, reaching a top of 31. Kadina is also in for a sunny long weekend, with temperatures in the mid-20s. Similar fine and sunny autumn days ahead in Port Pirie, with the mercury rising to 29 on Easter Sunday. Temperatures will sit in the low to mid-20s in Clare, while Broken Hill can expect the sunny weather to hang around a little longer, with a predicted top of 30. So, Ali, the pleasant autumn temperatures are going to stay in the Spencer Gulf just in time for the Easter Bunny's arrival.
And looking forward to all that lovely chocolate too. Thank you very much, Amy. Now, before we go, a look at tonight's top stories, and the member for Giles, Eddie Hughes, says he has some unfinished business to take care of to secure the city's future. Mr Hughes has been officially returned to the seat of Giles today and admits that he has a lot of work to do in opposition to get his election commitments across the line. Returning the Port Augusta's power station site to its natural beauty has triggered a Senate inquiry into a wider ash dam clean-up around the rest of Australia. And the son of one of our region's most respected trucking dynasties has been recognised for his contribution to the family business. 19-year-old Bailey Jacker from Clare has been named Young Achiever of the Year by the SA Road Transport Association after his mum nominated him. Well, you can find more of tonight's local news by going to our Southern Cross News Facebook page and also subscribing to our YouTube channel. I will see you again tomorrow at 6:30 as Fraser continues his break. That's all from the team now. Enjoy the rest of your night.